Hi everyone, this is Deb Trim, a Canadian girl, and we're going to have a look at my pond. It's been doing really well, and it's been a while since I did an update for you, so I want to show you how well it's doing, so please stay tuned. My pond is doing great. The plants are flourishing. The pond lettuce is taking over the surface of my pond, so today I'll be cleaning some of that out. My perennials surrounding the pond are doing well. The two pots on either side of the waterfall are also perennials that I will plant later this fall. Next spring I'll pick up a couple new ones to place there. The fern at the top of the waterfall will come in for the winter and then return to the pond next summer once it's warm enough. Creating a pond in your backyard has many purposes. It's a water garden for birds, butterflies, dragonflies, frogs, fish, and of course you and your family. Ponds come in all sizes and designs. They can be made above ground in a tub or barrel, a preformed shape like I have, or a more advanced style that's done with a pond liner. No matter what kind of pond you have, I promise you it will bring you pleasure. Water is a natural draw for wildlife to your backyard, a relaxing scenic addition that will enhance your yard and provide you with a summer of enjoyment. There are many reasons to incorporate a pond in your yard. For the sheer pleasure, for the soothing sounds and relaxing atmosphere it provides, to increase property value and enhance appearance. It's a fun way to get your creative juices flowing. For the simple love of water, to fill in wasted space or cut down on grass cutting. Often one pond leads to another. I'm thinking about that. It's so interesting to see what others have come up with. Their style, choice of inhabitants, plants preferred, where in the yard they decide to locate their pond, and even some great suggestions and tips. My pond is a preformed shell made of some sort of hardy plastic. Its shape is similar to a peanut. The ends are wider and narrower in the middle. On each end, the form has shelves for plants. I happened to come across this form at a garage sale. I would have probably had hubby dig a hole out and do the pond liner thing, but when I saw this, I was thrilled and knew it was perfect. The first thing you have to do is decide where you want to put your pond. I like mine close to the house and deck. I find I'm out around this area of the yard and my gardens the most, so it is beneficial to me to have it there. I would recommend you plan your pond in a full sun area and not under trees. Aquatic plants do much better in full sunlight, and you will have a lot less maintenance if you avoid trees hanging over your pond. Next, you have to decide the size and style you want. It can be as simple as a tub with a pump and some plants, and presto, you have a mini pond. Or you can get a preformed shell like I have. They can be dug in or set on top of the ground and then landscaped to blend in. Hubby dug mine in and I scaped the area around it. My pond is not large. It holds 600 gallons. It's not deep enough for me to leave my fish out for the winter, so they come in the basement in October and go back out in April. Once you have your pond all set up and running, there's really no more work involved other than feeding your fish and plants, netting up the occasional floaties, topping up the water weekly, and, as I'm doing today, removing some plants or cutting back the overgrowth. You will get far more pleasure from your pond than the small amount of work it requires in upkeep. My pond was up in one weekend, filled, pump running, filter running, waterfall looking great. Then by the next weekend I had plants added and fish. You can add snails and pollywogs to help control algae issues. Now I have a UV sterilizer in my pump, so it's a non-issue for me. This is quite a pile of lettuce I pulled. I will choose the healthy smaller plants and return them to the pond. The rest I'll ask my neighbor if he could use some. I have had so much lettuce this year I've had enough to supply half the ponds in town. To feed the fish, I always have to scoop some of it out so there's a clear spot to feed them. I like to have an open area so the sun can warm the water a little. Our nights are starting to get cooler. Some have been down to as low as 10 and 12 degrees. But I still have a good 2 months left to enjoy this year's pond before it's time to shut it down for the winter. So until next time, this is Deb Tim signing out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.